I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep. But I'm afraid of a pack of sheep led by lions. I came here to raise lions. I came here to provoke you. I came here to disrupt you. I came here to set that fire inside you. No matter the recession in the forest, a lion will never eat grass. Monkey know the bongo. No. A lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So if you ask the lion, did you pass your fastest animal exam? He will say no. Did you pass the longest animal in the jungle? He will say no. Did you pass the biggest animal in the jungle exam? He will say no. Did you pass the wisest animal in the jungle? So what did you get in fastest? F. What did you get in strongest? F. What did you get in this one? F. What did you get in this one? F. So in your school set exam, you get F, 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 F. No problem. But yet he's the king of the jungle. Your academics is not a guarantee for your success. Keep your first class one side. Keep your 2-1 one side. Keep your 2-2 one side. Show me your attitude. A lion will look at an elephant. He said, I will eat this. Because that is how he thinks. An elephant will see it and run away. It is not a function of your size. It is a function of your attitude. Walk to that person and say, you need to be in this platform. Otherwise, you look for me tomorrow. Start talking to them now. Stop pitying them. Time is ticking. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Where are my lions? Can I hear you say, ahoo? So at this point in time, it is important that you know that decisions make men. What decision do you want to take today? What decision do you want to happen in your life? What decision do you want to see in 5 years' time? Everybody overestimates what you can accomplish in 1 year, but you underestimate what you can accomplish in 5 years. Stop thinking short term. Think about the long term. Money follows attention. You are too quiet for success. Once you make noise, you command attention. Hey. We don't show. Everybody was born naked. Everybody. There is nobody I know that came out with shoes, iPad, BlackBerry, nobody. Everybody came out naked. The only thing a baby comes out is the fear of falling down and the fear of a loud noise. Every other thing you learned to be poor. So if you're going to be successful, you have to unlearn poverty and learn success. Unlearn poverty and learn success. I was tired of 1,000, 5,000, 20,000. I was tired. My brother, small money is bad. So I wrote on my wall 100 million. I wrote it on the wall, big with paper. I will lie down by my bed on the floor. When I wake up, it's 100 million. I see. I wrote it on my ceiling, 100 million. When I turn like this, 100 million. Turn like this, 100 million. In my bedroom. Turn like this, 100 million. My toilet, when I'm sitting on the throne, 100 million. This book will not pass me by. Whatever you look on, once there is a will, there will always be a way. I put a target on my mind, 100 million. And I put a time, 1 year. 1 year. When you put a target and a time, direction will appear. What is your target? What time do you have? When you put a time and a target, you turn to a madman. The world does not excuse the road for human beings. It's when you are mad, the road will clear. Stop thinking about 500,000. When you have a time and a target, everything changes. Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, my mentor, my boss, says in Africa, when a gazelle wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest lion, otherwise it will be eaten. It says also in that same Africa, when a lion wakes up, it has to run faster than the fastest gazelle, otherwise fastest gazelle, otherwise it will not eat. The moral of the story is whether you are a gazelle or a lion, when you wake up, laugh all you want. I am too busy building an empire. God bless you. Have a fantastic day. Ahoo! If you want to change your position, get angry with your present condition. When you walk in faith, God shows you. Numbers chapter 1 verse 18, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 45 says if you are 20 years old, you are able to do. I expect you to get angry to find out how do you become independent now. Between the ages of 13 to 19, you should be training yourself to win, to dominate the market, so that by 20 you can take a decision. Tradition has held our boys and our women down. Stay in your house till they are 30, till they are 35 years old. Then when a man stays till 30 years old, what do you want the man to do? Because when cement has gotten dry, it becomes set. It becomes set. The problem with Africa, Nigeria, is free food. Because anybody that gives you free food stops you from thinking.
You're never stranded. Everything you need to succeed is always available. You never put them together. You are never stranded. You're simply unprepared. Remember, wisdom is knowing what is obvious when it is still sacred. Intelligence is solving your problem when it's there. Wisdom is preventing it. You are too busy, you forgot to grow. Beware of the barrenness of a busy life. You cannot develop in business. You develop in isolation. There's no great man that does not have a time of isolation. It's called retreat. Those who change the world are not in the street. Every result is a new beginning, which means every result you have today is a result of what you have done yesterday. Every result is a new beginning, it's not an end. It's a natural law of progression. There are certain results you deserve, you're not qualified for. So don't cut away your process because it disables your capacity to handle your success.
Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point, I just had Thinkation 2019. The year before that, I had 700 people. But this year, I said to myself that I wanted 5,000 people to register for it. In a space of 2 months, I had 7,000 people registered. When the event came, there were 3,500 people in attendance. So that tells me that I can do more. Once you put time on any project, time on any assignment, time on anything, it changes who your friends are. It changes who you talk to. It changes where you go. If your friends are the same ones you had 5 years ago till today, that means you have not made progress.
Every person in this world has 3 eyes. The 2 eyes that you know, and your mind is your 3rd eye. While the physical eyes see reality, the mind sees what can become. And so to think it now is to become it with time. Anything too big for your mind to grasp is too mighty for your hand to handle. I want you to know that when your imagination is established, your destination is guaranteed. You know, it's amazing what people can become, but in comparison with what they end up becoming, it's disappointing. Because you cannot think one thing and become another. No man can rise above his thought process. And the difference between the successful and the failures is their thinking gap. And no man can be successfully against you if you're not against yourself. If you do not think well, you will stink in a well. Use your thoughts wisely.
You are never stranded. Everything you need to succeed is always available. You never put them together. You are never stranded. You are simply unprepared. Remember, wisdom is knowing what is obvious when it is still sacred. Intelligence is solving your problem when it's there. Wisdom is preventing it. You are too busy, you forgot to grow. Beware of the barrenness of a busy life. You cannot develop in business. You develop in isolation. There's no great man that does not have a time of isolation. It's called retreat. Those who change the world are not in the street. Every result is a new beginning, which means every result you have today is a result of what you have done yesterday. Every result is a new beginning, it's not an end. It's a natural law of progression. There are certain results you deserve, you're not qualified for. So don't cut away your process because it disables your capacity to handle your success.
Two things changed me totally. One was time and two was target. Once I put my time on ground and my target, I look like a madman. A man with a vision is a madman until the vision comes to pass. You cannot pull me out like this because I am hungry to win. Except you are ready to eat this kind of spirit, you are not making progress anywhere. A case in point, I just had Thinkation 2019. The year before that, I had 700 people. But this year, I said to myself that I wanted 5,000 people to register for it. In a space of 2 months, I had 7,000 people registered. When the event came, there were 3,500 people in attendance. So that tells me that I can do more. Once you put time on any project, time on any assignment, time on anything, it changes who your friends are. It changes who you talk to. It changes where you go. If your friends are the same ones you had 5 years ago till today, that means you have not made progress. I am not afraid of an army of lions led by a sheep, but I'm afraid of a pack of sheep led by lions. I came here to raise lions. I came here to provoke you. I came here to disrupt you. I came here to set that fire inside you. No matter the recession in the forest, a lion will never eat grass. Monkey know the bongo. No. A lion is not the tallest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the biggest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fattest animal in the jungle. A lion is not the fastest animal in the jungle. So if you ask the lion, did you pass your fastest animal exam? He will say no. Did you pass the longest animal in the jungle? He will say no. Did you pass the biggest animal in the jungle exam? He will say no. Did you pass the wisest animal in the jungle? So what did you get in fastest? F. What did you get in strongest? F. What did you get in this one? F. What did you get in this one? F. So in your school set exam, you get F, 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 F. No problem. But yet he's the king of the jungle. Your academics is not a guarantee for your success. Keep your first class one side. Keep your 2-1 one side. Keep your 2-2 one side. Show me your attitude. A lion will look at an elephant. He said, I will eat this. Because that is how he thinks. An elephant will see it and run away. It is not a function of your size. It is a function of your attitude. Walk to that person and say, you need to be in this platform. Otherwise, you look for me tomorrow. Start talking to them now. Stop pitying them. Time is ticking. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Where are my lions? Can I hear you say, Ahoo? So at this point in time, it is important that you know that decisions make men. What decision do you want to take today? What decision do you want to happen in your life? What decision do you want to see in 5 years' time? Everybody overestimates what you can accomplish in 1 year.
Hello?
But you underestimate what you can accomplish
Hello?
in
Yes,
5 years.
Daddy. I
Stop
can hear you
thinking
very
short
well.
term. Think about the long term. Money follows attention. You are too quiet for
Let's
success.
come up. Let's come up. Let's come up. Let's come up.
Once you make noise, you
Yeah,
Hey,
we are
bro,
here.
Alpha.
I'm great, Daddy. Good evening,
I can't hear
sir.
you. Are you muted?
No, no. Can you hear me now?
Can't hear you. Can
Okay,
you
let
hear
me
me?
go back and come in. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
How come I can't hear you?
Okay, let me go in and come back again.
I should go back and come in. Okay, you want to go back and come in? Yeah, good. Shut up.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Hello, Success Soldier. Can you hear me now?
Very well. I can hear you. Can you also hear me?
Let me remove my mouthpiece. I can't hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
No, I can't
Is my
hear you.
voice audible? You can't hear me.
I can't hear you.
Wow, wow.
Can you confirm from others if it's just from my head? But you're muted now. Are you on mute?
Nah, I'm not on mute now. Can you hear me now?
You said?
Can you hear me now?
No, I can't hear you.
What will be the problem? Let me see if I should go in and come back again.
Shakata baragadoba. Egadaya. Galagaya. Man. Boy, 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 boy.
Don't disturb me. I'm live now. Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
Can you hear me
is that
too?
good right now? Yes, I can hear you
Yes.
now. I did not.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so we are live now. I think the reason why that was happening was because of network or something. Sometimes it could be StreamYard something. Now. But it's fine now, right? Everything is fine, right?
Okay.
Wow, thank you so much,
Perfect.
Sam. I'm
Perfect.
sorry for the inconveniences and everything. Thank you for doing everything just to show up for this your boy
Collins,
Collins.
I think you're only one of two or three people that I can do this for. I'm extremely,
Ah,
extremely not supposed to be here, but I just have to
thank
do it
you,
for you.
sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
anything for
I
you.
am lawyer. Thank you. Ah, why you just say it hits me so hard? When you say anything for me, it hits me like, there's something new at this thing I call emotional bank account. You feel this again. You feel that account, emotional bank account. You always feel it. Deposit, deposit, deposit. Thank you, sir.
Great guy,
Welcome
great guy.
to.
Good to be here. My
Thank
wife
you. Welcome
extends
to.
my wife extends her greetings to you.
Wow, wow, our mommy, my mommy. Wow, my regards to
Yeah.
her. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
All
Your
right, bro.
voice, lawyer. Thank you. So today is
Well,
the Reinvention Liongo Conference, and this is my mentor, my father. Words can't even help me. I don't know what more adjective I feel to describe him. He is more than a father to me. He has been there in tough time with me. People who you should call your father are those who are there when you are going through the toughest part of your life. Because you will know who your friends are, who your father is, who the real people who can stay there when you have nothing, when you are in the pit, when you are in the gutters. Me at this time is that person who have picked me from gutters. He will pour me water. He will clean me. He just, oh my God, what can help me? Please, I don't take this opportunity for granted, sir. You've been there, and it's been years. Like you've been doing this, even if it's inconvenience for you, you'll be disciplined about it. Discipline is doing it even when you don't feel like it. So you've been disciplined about my life, about everything I do in my endeavor. You've just been there for me. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
thank
And I
you, bro.
love you for
Bless
doing
God.
that for
Bless
me.
God. Bless God.
So today is
Bless
the
God.
day we've been waiting for. We would not have done this, but remember always to say discipline is doing it even when you don't feel like doing it. You just have to do this conference. And thank you for the push too. You've been pushing me that go on, you're the social soldier. When you call me the social soldier, there's that energy that comes from within. My advantage. You call that name. That name make me tap into another realm, another frequency, another atmosphere, another house. Boss can help me. You just put me there, you position me there. And I so much appreciate you, sir, for doing that for me. Your boy, I am loyal. Your boy is loyal, and I'll continue to be loyal in the end of my life. My children will get to hear what you've done for me. Thank you. The life you saved may be your own, and you've saved my life countless times, numerous times. Words can't even help me. I can't even count. In fact, I've kept record and past record. So thank you so much, sir, for coming for my conference. It's such an honor to me. And look
My
at it
pleasure.
now. We
My
are doing
pleasure,
it.
bro.
Thank you. Thank you. So,
Thank
do
you.
you know who you have here? This is Niyi Soyinka. He is the success catalyst. He is the founder of Big Shot Consulting. My father should be playing big. If my father is playing big, why would I be playing big? Do you expect my father to play big and I play less? No. So when I see my father do big stuff, I will be challenged and pressed. I will like, whoa. So we have a consulting firm where he does a lot of things for human capacity development. I was like, whoa, I have to have mine too. That's why I came up with reversion. I came up with Master Collins Leadership Palace. I came up with many stuff because I saw what he was doing. I'm challenged. So you challenge me so much when I see you doing stuff and I do it. Ubon King said, your children do not do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. That's how they learn faster. So when I see my father doing something, I pick that stuff immediately. I learn it and I take action. And that's what Mr. Need Soyinka represented in my life. When I see him doing big stuff, I'm like, yes. The last time I posted this topic, I'm about to bring him to speak here, ownership. I'm like, yes, I have to take ownership of the marketplace. I have to take it. I have to dominate and take it. Because people who are making most money in the marketplace are not those who are selling. Like people who own the market, who own the land, who own the buildings, who own those places, that people who make more money. I don't want to be the king of the traders. I want to be the owner of the market. I say, Daddy, we are taking this place by force, taking over. We are dominating global. I are going to own it, and I'm bringing you here to speak. So thank you, sir, for honoring me. And here is your
My
stage.
pleasure, bro.
Maybe you can make a brief introduction about you. Then you can take over the stage and mount it. And thank you, sir.
Incredible, incredible. It's such a pleasure and a delight to be here. And Collins, the success soldier, as I will always call you. Let me first talk about your resilience, your grit, your tenacity. And I'm very deliberate with every word I've used. Your grit, your resilience, and your tenacity. You're never giving up spirit. I can assume right now, seated here, that you probably quickly had to make an arrangement to be here. I can sense it, I can feel it, but you had to bring in some form of excellence, right? It doesn't matter how inconveniencing it is. You can say I'm probably not at the best of my shape and time communicating right now. But for you, I think it's even worse because I can imagine that you probably have to make a makeshift arrangement to ensure that you are here and you're live with me. So I understand it clearly, and that shows the tribe you belong, the tribe of lions, the tribe of soldiers. And I truly, truly value you. I want you to know that I believe in you strongly. And I know that this is just the starting. You are truly, truly destined for greatness, right? Just keep your hopes alive, keep your zest, your zeal, your grit, and your energy. Keep it booming, keep it going. And I can tell you for free that you are absolutely destined for greatness. All right. Thank you for all that you do. I love you. I want you to know, I know you know that, but I just wanted to remind you that if there's
Yes,
anybody on earth that loves
I
you and
love you
that
more.
believes in you, all right, this is the person just before you. All right, so I celebrate you there. I celebrate you. All right, so very quickly this evening, probably for the next 25 minutes, I'll be quickly talking about ownership. You basically eat the high on the head by talking about the concept of ownership. Ownership simply means taking possession. Ownership simply means taking control. Right, only few people on earth who are doing something significant who are not owners, right? Because even the dominion mandate, for those of us who are Christians and even those who are not, the dominion mandate is a mandate of ownership. It's a mandate of stewardship. It's also a mandate of ownership, right? There's a balance to it, okay? There's a level of stewardship to the mandate. There's also a level of ownership to it, all right? And ownership is about taking possession, like I said. It's about taking responsibility. Okay, and those two words are critical: taking possession, taking responsibility. And probably I should stay with taking responsibility. All right, taking ownership and taking responsibility are akin to each other. Okay, and so it's important to be able to dominate globally, to be able to take over the marketplace and build lasting and generational wealth. Right, we must be able to take responsibility. Okay, and that is very important. And I also need to balance the fact that every responsibility comes with some measure of accountability. And that's what I love what you do. You are always accountable. All right. You didn't tell me that you are loyal. I know that you are truly loyal to a cause. You are loyal to me. And that's how to dominate the marketplace. You must be loyal to a cause. You must be loyal to an entity. I'll say that again. You must be loyal to a cause, a vision, right? A drive. You must be also loyal to an entity. It could be a person, it could be a system, right? So that is important. Disrupting the marketplace, taking over the marketplace, and building lasting wealth starts with the point of ownership, all right? So this night, I'm going to be sharing about 5 very important tools with which we can take ownership and also dominate the market space. The first of them is our mindset, right? That can never be overemphasized. You want to play globally, you must have a global mindset. This can never ever be overemphasized, right? Everything rises and falls on your mind. You cannot grow beyond the level of your dominant thinking. It is not a cliche, it is what it is. Listen, if you grow to a point and your mind has not gone there, it's only a matter of time. Wherever you've grown to will come down to meet you at the level of your mind. And that's why I always use the illustration of those who win lottery, those who win betting and jackpots. Right? Statistics have shown over the years that about 70 to 75 people, a percentage of people who win lottery and jackpot after 5 years return to the same state they were before they won the jackpot. It is simple logic. It is the fact that although they won a jackpot although they won a lottery, their mind didn't grow. Their mind didn't meet it. So basically, in one word, let me do this in material terms, in figures that we can understand. If you earn 1 billion right now, and I'm not talking about you, Collins, I know you can manage that, but I'm saying anybody listening to us right now, if you earn 1 billion naira and your mindset is a 1 million naira mindset, I can bet you for free, only a matter of time. All right. Although you have earned 1 billion, because your mindset is a 1 million mindset, the 1 billion will depreciate to meet the 1 million. It is not a jazz, it's not a taboo, it is what it is. Okay. So that's why it's very critical and important that one of the first things to do in dominating our space and dominating the marketplace is to ensure that our mind is renewed, right? Again, I'm going to use, I believe so much in the scriptures, and so let me use the illustration of scriptures, right? Bible scriptures tells us that all things are passed away, all things are become new, you're a new creature. But somehow in the book of Romans chapter 12, he said, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. I'm sure, Collins, you've heard me say this over and over again. You will think that there's nothing new again. I'm a new creature in Christ Jesus. I'm a new creature. So what else? But he went to Romans chapter 12 and say you need to be transformed by the renewal of your mind. So although a transformation comes when you're born again, it's not a complete transformation. Until there's a transformation of the mind, you are not completely transformed. Let me say that again for those who are church folks, those who are religious folks. Until there's a balance of the transformation of your mind, you are not truly transformed, and there's a limit to what you can do, whether in your life and of course in the global market space. So it is important not just to have a mindset, have a global mindset. This is critical. This is important. I don't care where you are. I don't care the village you came from. I've seen people who have gotten worse background than you and I, who have been able to cultivate the mindset. So I tell myself every time, although I'm in Nigeria, I'm in Abuja, Nigeria, I am a global citizen, and that makes all the difference. Okay, yes, Nigeria is a third world country. Yes, we are experiencing a recession. We're experiencing an economic downtime. The future appears to be bleak in Nigeria, but at the same time, I see myself, first of all, as a global citizen. That makes all the difference, right? I see myself as a global citizen. I see myself as, it is critical you see yourself that way, because until you see yourself, until you think that way, you will not be able to achieve it. So as a man thinks in his heart, as a woman thinks in her heart, so she is. We are products of our dominant thought. We are product of our dominant thoughts. So if we want to play globally, we must have global thoughts. And that's basically what I'm saying. So this is the first key. This is the first key. Let nobody, they can take anything away from you, but let them not ever take, anybody who takes your thinking away has cheated you. Anybody who takes your ability to think big, to think global, if anybody takes that away from you, that person has killed you. It's only a matter of time. So do not abdicate your thinking. Do not abdicate your global thoughts. Can I say that again? Do not abdicate it. Do not abdicate your thoughts of greatness. Your thoughts, all right, to play big in this life. Because see, the truth is this, God has made it so, and there are many examples. Who will have known that a Dangote somewhere from Kano, the northern part of Nigeria, who you will not speak well of, will come today and become a global force, a global brand on Forbes list and all of that? Who will have thought? All right, so it's possible. So what am I also saying about global mindset? You do not have any excuse. And even if you have one, it is not enough. Can I say that again? You do not have any excuse. But in case you have one, it is not enough. Think big. Ben Carson's book the other day, think big, think big, think big, grow your mindset. As a man thinks in his heart. So that's my first key to dominating the marketplace. All right. The other thing is that you must be able to conduct what we call market study, market research. Nobody plays big in the market. Nobody takes ownership and destroy the marketplace without having an understanding of the market. You must. It is a no-brainer for anyone who wants to really play go-blurry and build generational wealth to be able to understand their market. It is critical. You must be able to understand your market. If you do not understand your market, so you undergo what we call the SWOT analysis. What are my strengths? So this is my market. What are my strengths to take over the market? What are my weaknesses that I can improve upon? What are the opportunities in the market? What are the threats? What are the market trends? You must be able to see. You must be able to think that, right? You must be able to Conduct what we talk about, some form of statistical analysis. All right. Look at the last 50 years. Look at the last 20 years. What has been the market trend in your industry? It's critical. They say there's nothing new under the sun. All right? And many times what has been is always repeating itself. In fact, up to the clothes that we wear, I realized that some time ago, people used to put flour on their suit and all of that. We used to put 60s and 90s around the last 10, 15 years, 50, 70, 80 years ago. Those were what the people were putting. So it almost as if appears that nothing really has changed, because as it was, it can also be what we need to do is to be able to study the trends. All right, study the trends, and you can almost predict the future with some measure of accuracy. It's very true. You've gone into the industry. You are doing it. By the way, congratulations again on Creation City. All right, you've gone into that place, Collins, because you've made some study. You've studied trends. You studied individuals, and you spoke to yourself that it is a possibility that I also take my share of the pie in this space. That's what I'm talking about. You have, and you're also conducting a market research. It is critical. Nobody can play globally. Nobody can take ownership and dominate and build generational wealth without market research. You must be able to do that. 5 years, your industry, what was it 5 years ago? What was it 10 years ago? What was it 20 years ago? What is it now? Where is he headed in the next 1 year? Where is he headed in the next 3 years? Where is he headed in the next 20, 30, 40 years? Are you able to make that research? I'm not saying you have to be 100%, but I'm saying that this is how to truly, truly play big in the marketplace. You must come to the point where you could literally beat your chest and predict. I hope you know that there are certain people in Nigeria who basically told us that the way we are toying, especially in the last administration, I'm not being political, all right, we were going to come to this point. It wasn't rocket science. It wasn't because they were bad. I'm absolutely no surprised that as a country we are here, because every indices that shows that we'll be here was already playing out 3, 4, 5 years ago. And we knew that the next administration, as much as, like I said, I'm not being political, we knew that whoever took over the leadership of this country is going to be in big soup, is going to be in big stew, exactly what we're facing now. Why is this possible? The ability to study market, the ability to study trends, study trends, study trends. There's nothing new under the sun. What was can be, right? You just have to be able to adopt and do all of that. Now, the fourth thing is to innovate, right? I said I'm going to talk about 5 things, so I'm already almost halfway already. The fourth thing to disrupting the global market space and taking over that market space and building generational wealth is to be able to innovate. Innovation is about introducing groundbreaking ideas, groundbreaking products, groundbreaking services to meet unmet needs. This is what I'm talking about. You must be able to innovate. Don't say that everybody's already doing it. If you, Collins, again, I'm using you so much as an example because I'm proud of the work that you do. If you have thought that everybody has done everything, all right, when we were talking the other day, I was telling you, you must look for your niche. You need to innovatively think. Don't say, the market is saturated. Okay, who would have thought that Airbnb will have come to life? Who would have thought an Uber and a Bolt will have come to life? People sat down and began to say, you know what? We need to see how we can convey people even without our cars. We don't need to own any car. We don't need to own any hotel. Innovation at a grand level. Do you imagine when you can sit down and say, I don't have cars to put out there, but I want to be able to control cars that will, it's incredible. Do you want to say something? I think you are muted.
There's another one I'm just seeing of recent. They call it in drive. They're using Rolls Royce for in drive, and that one is just crazy out there. Which other competitors will not come out with Rolls Royce, but they're coming out with Rolls Royce. I can see how that is beating the market. Like people are going out with that vehicle.
So that's basically, you can say what I'm talking about. That's innovation. It's critical. That's why I started with your thought, right? You must think. Where's the market? The market that has not been met. The need of the customer that has not been met. All right. So you are looking. Is it speed? Is it quality? Right? What is it that the customer desires and wants that has not been met yet, or has not been met maximally? All right. So for instance, Uber and all of the in-drive that you say comfort. All right. Basically, all right. Some people literally, I know certain guys who basically they have money to buy a car, but because of the stress of probably maintenance,
not money for maintenance, maybe the stress of maintenance, the stress of driving. They do not own a car, so they use this online transport that we're talking about, the Bolts, the Ubers of this world. I'm really basically, doing free advert for these guys, but that's what it is. I'm just talking about how innovation can disrupt the world, right? It can disrupt. There are many of them, many of them, right? Many of them. When the internet came, it was a disruption. Name it, right? When people came, so people came, you cannot own land until you are 50, 60. You can't begin to think of land. So people started thinking of land banking, for instance. All right, people started thinking of, okay, you know what? Let's put money together. You don't have enough. Let's put money together. Let's invest. You want to say something, Collins? I'm sure I've come to your space.
Yes. Before I wanted to start a real estate company, people were telling me, "You are too young to start a real estate company at the age of 25. How would you do it? Your BP?" Oh, like it's okay. I'm an old man in a young body. I can do
Yes,
it.
so
And today I have
correct,
estate.
correct. That's big time.
So
That's
that's
the
just
idea.
it. Anybody
All
can do
right.
it.
So anybody can do it, all right, as long as you have the right mindset. Okay, so it's critical innovation, right? Be able to innovate. One of the undoings of many African young men is that we do not sit down to think. We're on a rush, all right? We want to make it big, we want to make it quick. There's nothing about. I tell people every time, if you are not too young to be poor, you are not too young to be rich. I'll say that again. If you are not too young to be poor, you are not too young to be rich, right? So I agree with that, but at the same time, there needs to be some introspection. There needs to be some deep thinking, right? There needs to be what we call critical thinking. Okay. I strongly believe in my heart that if there's any skill that any young African should develop, and if you're not taking away anything away from what I'm saying right now, is your ability to think critically, critical thinking. If you have to go on YouTube and study it, if you have to or go an online course and get a free course or a paid course and study critical thinking, I can tell you for free, you are going to shift your life forever if you undergo it. Take time to think, take time to innovate. That's how innovation comes. That's how ideas comes. I remember while I was writing my book during the lockdown, I isolated myself. And suddenly, it was as if it was a wind. It was as if it was a wave. It was as if somebody was. I know, yeah, there's a spiritual dimension to it that you can tap into, right? But beyond that, it was as if somebody was just downloading. So I'm not ashamed, and I'm not surprised at the testimonies we got, because it was a power of deep thinking that battered innovation. What I wrote in the book was nothing too deep, but the way it came innovatively, and boom, people began to say, "Oh, I knew this thing, but the way it's coming is quite different." That's exactly what innovation does to your world. Okay, so it's critical. So we also came and did, very interestingly, we did one book with two covers: innovation. That's what we're talking about. So if you don't like this copy, you like this copy, right? So innovation. We were launching the book. We also, you want to say something?
Yes. Let me say something. I noticed one thing. The same company that owned DSTV, StarTime mentioned them. When it comes to just like a group of company, but this thing is the same one people, but dishing different names. You know,
I
the
love that.
people are the people who will be now saying, I love iTech food. I don't love Redmi. Hey, they are coming from the same place.
Yeah,
I love Instagram.
yeah.
I don't love Facebook. Now the same Mark Zuckerberg. You don't know.
Thank you. Thank you. And WhatsApp.
So that's just it.
Thank you. Now,
Exactly.
now you've brought another perspective to this, and I'm thanking you for doing that. Right? Many products, many products that we see in the world, they become their own competition, just to start competition. I'll say that again. They become their own competition to start competition. Cowbell owns Mixi, right? And I think they own Three Crown, one of those things, right? Which other car? Cetron, Pojo is the same company, right? What do you name them? Toyota and this other one, same company, right? So that's the idea. Coca-Cola, okay. Which other brand did they bring? The Is the same Coca-Cola bottling company that makes Fanta, that makes, Sprite. Yeah, if I'm right. And Pepsi also did the same thing. Pepsi Cola, they are the makers of Seven Up, they are makers of Mirinda, Pepsi Cola. Okay, that's the idea.
So you must be able to innovate. Even the Coca-Cola that we're talking about, how did the Asakanla decided to say, you know what, this thing is in kettle. I think more people needed to see it. So they began bottling it. Innovation. And today, right, it's become a massive name. In fact, they said the two most popular brands in the whole world is Coca-Cola and Jesus Christ, right? That's how massive innovation can literally alter a business, alter a person. So take time. So I'm saying, but the third key to dominating the marketplace, the first key I said is the global mindset. The second key I mentioned is market research. The third key is innovation. And I said that the major key to innovation is critical thinking every single day. I had a friend many years ago who said that first thing in the morning, he has a thinking room, not a thinking room, a thinking time where he goes to think. Last thing at night, he does the same thing. In between meals, do that. Don't, and I'm talking to myself again, right? Don't while away time. Okay, investing in time and your tab, looking at people who have innovated and changed their life. You also innovate so that you also be somebody we're looking at, right? So the second to the last key to innovating is strategic partnership. This is very important. Or to taking over the marketplace is what we call strategic partnership, right? One shall chase 1,000, two shall chase tens of thousands. You must be very strategic in your relationship, right? And imagine the gamut of people that Collins has gathered in this 2-3 days seminar right now. That talks about relationship. I'm not sure he has all the money in the world to be able to pay each of us to come. All right. But he's been able over the years to build strategic partnership with these people. It's critical. I can't overemphasize the place of relationship. Everything rises and falls on it. You must be very strategic with your relationship. Okay. Be very intentional. Be very deliberate. Okay, with building relationship, because certain things will not come to you until you have certain relationship. It's not because it may not be fair. Okay, and I know people have abused this relationship. So if you ask me to choose between merit and strategic relationship, I would definitely choose merit, and I will ask that merit should always come first. But I've seen that in our world, beyond merit, there are people who have a lot of merit, but because they lack certain relationship, is it fair? It's not. The life is probably not fair. All right. But I always say that although life is not fair, a life is fair enough to give every one of us 24 hours. So I think life is fair enough. How fairer can life be? Okay. So the fact that you must build strategic partnership, strategic relationship, all right? Who are the biggest 5 people around you? Who can you call? Let's again, I love to put it in monetary terms, because people, not because it's all about money. And if I give an example of money, I'm not basically talking about money. I'm basically giving the best illustration that can enter our hearts. So I'm saying basically that who are the first 5 names that you can call right now that can give you certain substantial amount of money? Who are those 5 people? Do you have such a cycle? Okay, that come rain, come shine, they can be there for you. That's what we're talking about. There's only so much you can do alone. And by me, that I mean that there's little that only you can do. Together, everybody achieves more. That's the word team. Okay. All right. That's what John Maxwell says. Together, every one of us achieves more. You need a team. You need a company. All right. You need a company of people, believers. Okay, people who share the same vision with you, share the same drive with you, who you can come together and collectively, right, build something tangible, build something that can alter the face of the world. I hope my host is here. Let me be sure. Hope he's not chatting me somewhere. Okay, so I can continue, right? So it's critical that you understand that. It's critical that you understand the place of strategic partnership, the place of strategic relationships, right? It is critical, it is key. Okay, be intentional. And when I talk about strategic partnership, one of the things I love to also point out the fact is that when you talk about relationship, when you talk about partnership, a lot of people are looking for people who will help them, people who will invest in them, and all of that. But I want you to know that nobody invests in leeches. Nobody wants people who will sap them. Okay, as much as I've said you should do strategic relationship and strategic partnership, also ensure that you have something you are bringing on the table. Have something you are bringing to the table. Okay, that is where the discussion can start, or else you'll be cheated. Okay, so you don't begin to say, people say, hey, this guy cheated. What are you bringing on the table? What idea, what wisdom, what quality, what service, all right? What idea, what innovation are you bringing to the table? Okay, so it's important. Do not go to the table of partnership empty-handed. Can I say that again? Do not go to the table of partnership and relationship empty-handed. Don't go beggarly. Don't go this way, right? Go to contribute, right? It will give you an edge. It will give you a negotiating power. Can I say that again? It will give you an edge. It will give you a negotiating power, and you can come together and build something great that will change the world. So strategic partnership is one major tool into building global wealth, dominating and taking ownership. So build relationship. Build relationship. From tonight, wherever you're watching me from, I want you to do a a a list or a survey of your relationships, right? Very important. Do a list. Who are the first biggest 5 names in your life, right? Take a stock of these people, right? So that you can know, how do I deepen? So when you take a stock of this your relationship, you ask yourself, how do I deepen this relationship? Number one, right? Number two, how do I introduce others into my cycle, or how do I get others into other cycle? How do I introduce others into my cycle? How do I get into other cycle? Okay, it's very critical you do that. So that's the word I was looking for. Do an audit, what I call a relationship audit. I know they do a lot of financial audit, financing audit, money audit, and all of that, right? Stock audit and all of that. I'm saying that even in the relational space, you must take stock. You must do what I call a relationship audit, right? It is critical. What have we said so far? Discussing about global dominance as I begin to find a way to round up. Have a global mindset. Number two, you must conduct market survey, market study. Number three, you must innovate. Innovation is key. Number four, build strategic partnership. And lastly, you must be customer centric in nature. Customer centricity is critical. Customer centricity is key, right? How customer centric are you in your business? Okay, it's very important. You must know nobody. Customers are critical. Customers are important. Without them, we cannot thrive. Without them, we will not succeed in business. Okay, so it's important to be able to develop customer centricity, because you see, when your customer is served, they can be your biggest evangelist. They can be your biggest evangelist. They can be your biggest ambassadors, right? So it's important that you're able to build customer centricity, build a customer base, build a community of customers. Again, come what, come way, come shine, come rain. They'll be able to say, no, 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 no. If it is city creations, all right, if it is creation cities, if it is Collins, Ume Ebube, if it is Niyi Soyinka, I know this is the value. I know them. I know them. I know them. In fact, you could make a mistake sometime, and they will say no. In your absence, they will say no, no, no. It cannot be Collins that made that. I'm standing on his behalf. I knew that somebody did something, not him. That's how much credibility you have built with your customers, that they will recommend you, give you repeat business, right? And become your ambassador. I'll say that again. They will recommend you, give you repeat business, and become your biggest ambassadors and your brand. Okay. So beyond the profit we make into customers, we also begin to think impact. Begin to think impact. What true value am I rendering to my customer? How do I become Toma before my customer? Top of the mind awareness. That's what we call Toma. All right. If my customer is thinking of something, okay, thinking of this space, is it me? All right. I'm in the market space. And sometimes many of the clients that I operate with, even though areas that are not my core, but because of the value that I dish out to these people over time, areas that are not my core, they even try to consult with me and ask me if I have this contact, this base. And that's how much it is. That's how valuable you can be in servicing value to your customer. Okay, such that the things that are not even primarily your business, but because of your commitment, all right, because of your passion towards their own business and their growth, not just your selfish reason, they are able to give you other ideas, give you other contact. This is how businesses grow, right? You are doing something, things, say, this opportunity is here. Why not take advantage of it? If you can do well here, you can do well here. This is how people enter multiple streams of business. Certain people who went into business didn't plan to have multiple streams, but because of their ability to be able to serve their customers diligently, treat them with value, treat them as kings and queens that they are, they're able to get referrals and recommendations, and other business opportunities begin to open. And before you know it, somebody who is into real estate goes into sale, goes into, whatever it is, go into buying and selling. But he or she started from real estate. But those opportunities began to open because of their customer centricity and their customer. Please do not joke with your customers. All right. There's a research that says that if you treat one customer well, they tell about is it 7 people or 9 people? But if you treat them wrongly, they tell about 16 people. Now, if I ask you to begin to multiply that, that's when you begin to see the much value that can be. If you treat them well, they tell just 9 people. If you treat them wrongly, they tell 16 people. 9 times 2 is 18. 16 times 2 is 32. 18 times 2 is 36. 32 times 2 is 64. So basically, they're going to tell 36 people that you have treated them well and tell 64 people that you have treated them badly. So you can see how it's expanding, almost getting to a double figure. Okay. So it's important that you deliver value to your customers. Okay. So that they can be loyal to you, loyal to your brand, and you can have repeat business and build generational wealth from them. I heard of the great legend, as I close with this story, the great legend Alakija, right? She didn't venture into oil business at his way. I think our oil field, if I'm not wrong, I stand to be corrected, was more like a gift by one of the former presidents of the federation. All right, she was doing well, whether it was in fashion or somewhere, one other business, and suddenly, because of her customer-centric nature, today she's a black man, the richest black woman in the whole world, with oil wells all around, the Niger Delta and those space. Why? Because of this customer centricity nature that I talked about. So if you are able to sit down, think, ruminate on these 5 thoughts I've shared with you on having a global mindset, conducting a market research, being innovative, right? Engaging in strategic partnership, and being customer centric in nature, I can tell you for free that building global and lasting wealth will be a child's play. Good evening, and thank you for having me again, Collins. I hope you all got value. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Among them all, the oga patapata of them all is just two. Even with that, if you have to talk about the oga patapata of them all, there's one beyond all. If you have others and don't have this one, every other thing before. That is relationship audit. Relationship, relationship. And I think that is my secrets.
Yeah, I mentioned it while you were away. I know it's obvious. That's one of your biggest strengths and biggest secrets. Your ability to galvanize your relationships. Right? Collins, I can't hear you. I think your network is hanging. Or is it from my end? So like we're saying, he was trying to emphasize on the subject of relationship. Very important, very important, right? Relationship is so powerful that you may not even be there when your name is mentioned. Very important, for good or for bad. You determine it. People have lost job, lost opportunities because of one recommendation, one word. You can call that guy, but but, and that's all. Or it changes the game. So be careful. So this relationship is so critical. Those you know and those you do not know, right? Ensure that be no wonder scripture says that be peaceable with all men. Be peaceable with all men, right? Because people are watching, like I see on social media, there are more people who don't comment, who don't like your comment, but who see them than those who are commenting and like it. There are much more people out there. So you need to be able, people are watching. You may not know it. They are watching. They are trailing you, right? So you need to watch your back as it were. It is critical and it's very, very important. So conduct a relationship audit and ensure that you
Okay.
look at it critically, and do that as often as you can. Collins, over to you.
All right. So as I was saying, the high form of all them. or them all, or let me call it the oga patapata of them all is relationships. And that has been my secret to penetrate, build, and keep relationships. Some people know how to enter, but they don't know how to keep it. And you say you
That's
don't
right.
come into that place empty.
Yeah.
And I still don't know, sir. Am I empty with you
No, not at
in
all.
our relationship? And,
Not at all.
so people need to learn that, and that is the secret. It's not about having money to be given always. So it could be
Yeah.
value, it could
Yeah.
be something else,
It could be
it could be
service.
your vision, it could be
It could be
service.
service.
So
Yeah.
people ask me, Collins, how could you host people from different countries? And I'm like, relationship. Even some people I've not known before, I don't have any relationship with them. But once I start relationship, I have to keep relationship. And when I go, I don't go with pride or ego. I go with my value. I come.
Yeah. You go to learn. You go to be teachable. And you are bringing up some great words there, Colin. You need to go with value. You need to be teachable. You need to be humble, right? If somebody is more than you, is more than you. If you're more than them, but there's something you need to learn from them, humble yourself and don't do like you're more than them, right? So do humble yourself, right? And be teachable. Be teachable. This is very important. One of the qualities to build a strategic relationship is to be teachable. Okay, so just a few days ago, I was watching a video. Collins, your video is still hanging. I was watching a video by Vusi, and Vusi just a few 2 3 days ago, and Vusi said, I think one of his videos went viral, and Bishop TDJ saw the video and said, "Who is this guy? Go and get me him. Get the guy for me." And somehow they got in touch with him, and Lucy was asked to come and teach or preach at the Potter's house over there in the United States of America. Right, but he said before the meeting there was a night they were having a conversation. Right, they were having a conversation with uh, uh, Bishop T.D. Jakes and some other people. Right, and while they were having that conversation, we were told that he said he didn't talk. As brilliant as Vusi, you know how vocal, very brilliant and cerebral Vusi is. Right, he said when he went to that meeting, before the main meeting, he folded his arm and he was listening. Right, sometimes the proof of knowledge is just to listen. The proof of knowledge is to be silent. It's not every time that you push what you know. Sometimes it's just to be silent and be teachable, right? If our people will, sometimes people will think you know more than you do. That's why you're not talking. But they will give you more respect to say, oh, this guy is a teachable person. This guy is wise. That's what they will say, right? It's very, very important, right? So please, let's be teachable. Collins has said this is the Baba of them all. As I begin to wind up, it very seriously. The place of building strategic alliances, strategic partnerships, and strategic relationships. Right? Thank you for having me. I need to rush out for another engagement quickly. Collins, I hope you'll be back here to wrap up your show. Thank you guys for having me here. It's such a delight and a pleasure. I think Collins is having a battle with his network. And please just understand, okay? I'm sure he was well prepared. Right. So do understand and thank you. I believe you got value. If you got value, please share this video. The conference, I'm not sure it has ended. Right. Share the flyers, share the videos, share to your friends and your associates, and ensure that you above all act on everything that you've learned. God bless you and good evening.
So thank God we did this. Niyi Soyinka, I really appreciate. He has to go for another meeting now. So you have another meeting. So you just have to come for me to make this conference a success. and it successfully did that even after the network glitch, but we did it. So I appreciate you that is watching. Subscribe to this channel, comment. You can ask question. I might, if the question is for me, I can answer. If it's for him, I can take it to him. He will give me an answer. I might send it to you by commenting there or message me on WhatsApp 08100755953 or +234 8100755953. Then I will forward the answer to you. So that is how it will be. For today, I think this is the end of the conference. We will not be having any other speakers because I've spoken. We have Mr. Ade Muyowa Ashimolowo. That's Dr. Ashimolowo Ade Muyowa. I also spoke. I gave my keynote speech, and my mentor too did so. Niyi Soyinka, the one I just have here. So tomorrow we have the next set of speakers at 7 a.m. I'll be having Julius Afolabi. I'll make a post for that. Follow me on Facebook, Make Collins. Subscribe. You'll get more details there. I am the success soldier. In case you don't know, Ume Collins, APP. If you have any question, feel free to ask. I am always ready to answer your question. Thank you and bye for now.